Hello, you guys.
Happy happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary!
Happy anniversary.
Quick, do them quick.
So Victoria, you're gonna tell them?
So, welcome you guys from the exciting episode of Feel It Real Fun on our 25th of June 2021,
It's the 24th back in the old country.
which would be our anniversary.
Yes, so it's our anniversary plus a day right here.
Plus a day. That's right.
Yep, 9 years and 1 day. Whoa.
That's pretty amazing, really.
It's pretty damn amazing. It's
Your
like
manifesting
the
questions.
miracle of miracles, all of A and sizzle too. There is just all these triple D and MMM people celebrating our anniversary too.
Right, so, sorry, your manifesting questions answered live. So, go to freeneville.com.
221 email lists.
Pseudo-random goodness.
Udo random goodness.
Join our 90-day adventure at manifestingmasterycourse.com.
Tony Doyle. Is it your turn or mine? I thought I sent you something, but I don't know if you didn't send me something or not. Tony Doyle, end of line.
Joe's calling you a heathen. Not me.
Not me. Yeah, his hair's Joe. Yo.
And for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
Then we have an anniversary. 9 years. It's the miracle of miracles.
It is. You'd have no idea.
Drinking heavily. Look at that bottle. Look at the glass.
It's a gorgeous bottle. We just got to soak that label off, I reckon. It's nice. Okay.
All right, everyone.
So
So today we've got how many questions?
I've got no idea.
We've got 10 questions.
10.
9 of them are amazing.
Okay. So the first question is from Manifesting Mastery, Melissa.
Oh my God, I didn't put a title in that one.
No, you didn't. You failed. What would it be if you would put one in?
Trying to make it feel more real.
Trying to make it feel more real. Melissa asks, hi, Mr. 2020. Oh, sorry, hi, 2020. No,
Yo.
Mr. For a scene for career/money, I'm trying to make it feel more real. So my best friend says to me, you've been getting so many real estate deals. I'm so proud of you. The feeling is being successful, thankful, but there's no sensation.
All right.
Maybe she wouldn't say that to you or he.
That'd be my guess. I mean, like, seriously, like, I have not had anyone ever say anything like that to me. Right?
Yeah.
So we double our income, work at the time, double our income, work at the time again. I mean, the only thing that people say to me is, like, can I borrow money? You got money. Can I borrow some?
Yeah, right. All right, okay, got ya.
And
That's a goodie.
yep. And I say, no.
No.
Not a fan. Right.
Got ya.
By the way, this is a really cool one because one of the reasons I love congratulatory conversations is because it gets rid of these hidden fears. Because I swear to God, most people stay broke because they're afraid of what their friends will think once they're, hey, they get money. Right? Or they'll go, oh, I need you money. How about if you buy cars, you get money. Right? Like that kind of thing, right? Versus
Yes.
like, right, yeah, you're right. I do have money. It's called, you know what? I do smart things.
We're clever.
Yeah, that's right. So, like, you've been getting so many real estate deals. I'm so proud of you. It feels forced and fake to me. you
Yeah,
know?
it feels, yeah.
So, I was.
See, if I had a best friend that was into real estate or whatever for their career, and I don't know, I'd be going, oh, something just like, look at you go, good on you. Just something simple rather than, you've been getting so many real estate deals. It just doesn't sound real to me.
So that's what you get to do. You get to find, like, what real thing in your life. So I imagine the real thing in your life is you end up talking with clients and prospective clients.
Yeah, I wonder, or even if someone says, I want to be like you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
my aim to be a great real estate. They wouldn't say that, but
Teach
just
me.
like, teach me.
Yeah.
Well, what are you doing?
I've heard that more than once. Right? By the way, here's another one. Right?
Yeah.
I need you to sell my house.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
People tell me, look, I need to talk to you. I said, why? And I said, well, I've talked to every other asshole. Yeah, so I'm the last asshole you want to talk to, right? So you get it? There's the cool thing, because when somebody, for the rare time we actually do a coaching session, which is pretty rare.
Yeah, now it is.
Yeah, it's,
God, it used to be over the top, didn't it?
40 hours a week, and then I
Yeah.
said, fuck that, right?
So did Emmett.
So did Emmett, right? So, but if you find that natural thing, like, so do people come in your office and say, will you sell my house?
Yeah.
I need you to sell my house, right? Or do you have compatriots, that suck, right? Saying, teach me how to do what you do. Right?
Yeah.
Something like that. There'll be something natural that you find. And my guess is, like, seriously, I mean, I've got a lot of best friends.
Friend.
Yeah, I got a lot of best friend. Yeah. And like, I never get the, like,
No,
oh
you
my
never
God.
get the congratulations.
Yeah, not like that.
Other than
Yeah.
congratulations,
Yeah, I'm
you're
the
the winner. That's it, backgammon.
That's backgammon. So,
Yeah, got
but
ya.
stay tuned, because we're going to explore this and more as the show continues.
Good one.
Melissa,
Excellent.
thank you.
Yeah,
I'm
thank
going
you,
to drink
Melissa.
heavily now.
Yeah. The next question's from Barry via email. Miracle Home Manifesting. Barry asks, what's your advice to believe for a miracle home? The home I'm living in has been sold to be torn down for a development. Also, what would you do to attract buyers for an invention?
Cool. So what I get is, maybe part of today's show is going to be exploring size again, right?
Because just the fact that you're saying it's a miracle.
A miracle
a miracle.
of miracles.
I found a place to live.
She's been married to me for 9 whole years.
Yeah, so...
Imagine the drugs she takes.
Yeah.
Yeah, versus like, if it's how to for a miracle home. It almost sounds like what do you need to get? It's beyond all hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, versus like, right. I mean, if you were just waking up, but feeling at home. Right? And
feeling at home.
Yeah, there's that whole thing, falling asleep at night,
Knowing you're home.
knowing you're home. Now, here's the thing. People ask, how do I do it if I don't know where home is or what home looks like or whatever, right? You ever look forward to getting home? It's that anticipation, like Victoria's been on special assignment all day, and she can't wait to get home like at 3 in the afternoon and go the fuck to bed. It's been a long day.
Well, it was longer on Wednesday. Crumbs, I don't think I got home till 6.
Yep. Hello, Victoria, time to go to bed. So there's that anticipation of like just getting home. You get to find what that unique thing is for you. Again, what's it like? I mean, like, just to enjoy the thought of like getting home. Yeah, I'm going. I like, boom. But more on that. But the big thing I want to nail is this whole miracle of miracles. That's why I started the show off with that. She's with me still.
Miracle, yes. Got ya.
Yeah, we made it to our 9th anniversary. Right? Now, Cube explains to us like your 50th anniversary is like diamonds or steel or a Volvo or something like that. Yeah. And it's like, oh, we'll never make it to the Volvo.
Also your second part about do to attract buyers for an invention. 20 and I often listen to this Bill Bryson's audiobook of, well, I don't know which one it's in. It might be the 1927. For all of that, he was talking about how that simple mousetrap or paperclip.
Yeah, the paperclip, the mousetrap.
They've never been. They're the same thing 100 years, however long on. So, like with your it's for me, like you go for it, babe. But I'm just sort of thinking, like, you don't need to attract buyers for the invention. It's like, how would it? That must be an amazing feeling to know, crumbs, that the mousetrap that I invented.
I made that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made that up.
Yeah.
No, watch this. Like, what was it, 2012, 2013? We made up a course called ManifestingMasteryCourse.com.
We did.
Often imitated, never duplicated.
That's right.
And I go through the internet and I see people selling their courses and I watch their terms and it's like, those are my terms, buckwheat.
Yeah.
Right? You know, you started using them like 2 years ago. They're mine.
After you'd finished
Right?
MM.
Yeah, right? Yeah, after you're on day 21 and you're telling me you're a life coach now. I'm a life coach. Right? Again, if you want to do it, cool. But, you know, play, right? Like it really helps to play for a long time.
Yeah.
But I notice these things because like I go online and it's like, oh yeah, I made that up. There was one of the guys in the Triscuit. Puts up his blog a couple of years ago. I still subscribe to it, and he puts up about Neville Goddard, Feel It Real. And I wrote to him and I said, hey, buddy, how you doing? I want you to give credit where credit's due this time.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I made up the term when it comes to his work. Would you mention that? And he did. I thought that was nice.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But there's that cool feeling of I made that up. Right, so why attract a buyer whenever you can walk down the street and like, I don't know what your invention is, but let's say it's a 7-wheeled skateboard. You know why? I don't know. But if it's a 7-wheeled skateboard and you take a walk and all the time you're seeing kids wrap their face around like stop signs and shit, and they're on your 7-wheeled skateboard, you can go, I invented that. Right, that's mine.
Yeah.
Right, so that's where I'd play. And that whole thing, we're gonna also this special episode, Feel It Real Fun, stay out of the middles. Because attracting a buyer, getting the miracle home kind of thing, those are all middles versus, right. I mean, like, what's it feel like to be sitting on your balcony? I mean, imagine you might have a balcony where you live, and you look over and you see some kid wrap his face around a stop sign while he's on your 7-wheeled skateboard.
I made that up.
That's right. That kid's parents paid for my crib. So,
cool.
All right.
Cool.
So the miracle of miracles.
Thank you, Barry, for your question.
Triple D Caroline says, people
really
do
like
that. I really don't like people do that. They copy you, then they talk crap about you. I get the biggest kick out of it because it's like, let me get this right. You're going to talk shit on me after stealing my concept.
Yeah.
Right? It's just, and again, it doesn't upset me because all the time I have people tell me, I started doing a course with this lady. I asked for a refund because I realized she's just doing your shit and I could get a few sessions with you. Yeah, why not? So, boom.
Very cool.
So that's my thought. Real quick.
All right.
Rambling. It seems like a rant, but it's not. It's storytelling time. So, Victoria.
Okay. The next question's
Number
from...
3.
Yeah, number 3. The next question's
Triple
from...
D Joe says, is that dog growling or snoring?
Oh, no,
Absolutely.
he
Victoria
wants up
does
on the
that,
couch.
right? She'll be in bed. It's 3 a.m, and there'll be this noise coming from under the covers. And I'll be trying to figure out, is she in the mood or not? You remember, the message is heard. See, who determines the meaning of the communication? The listener. Right? Always remember that.
Yeah.
So, is that dog growling or snoring? Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay. The third question today is from Asta on Facebook. How to assume. Asta asks, I see a ton of posts on Facebook, YouTube, Reddit, and numerous different platforms. Everyone just says assume. How do I assume? What does it mean? Saying it out loud? Feeling it? Feeling what? What exactly does the state of the wish fulfilled feel like? If I want money, I imagine, but then out of the session, same old thoughts, same old feelings. Did I assume something new? I don't know. How do I know I've assumed something correctly? How do I persist in an assumption when I don't know if I have an assumption of the wish fulfilled? A clear, simple, straightforward response would be highly appreciated.
Cool. Let's dive in.
Cool.
Okay, we're going to do a crash commercial for easymanifestingmethods.com.
Yeah.
We're also going to do a little crash commercial for beta testers. Right? If you want to be the beta tester of something really cool, email me.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not going to give you my email address. If you don't know what it is, you can find it. We're going to make you work for it. But so if you want to beta test something really cool, email me. With that in mind, and by the way, that goes for everyone here.
Yeah.
Right? Beta test. Email me in the subject line, type in the word beta test. So,
yes.
All that in mind.
Yes.
Here's what's really cool. I notice after teaching things for decades, people either try to make things really simple or really complicated. Really simple is like, there's carrot and there's stick motivation, Mr. 20. And I say, oh, go on, tell me more. Well, you can offer people a carrot, you can offer them a stick. And I said, let me ask you a question. since you're the goddamn master of motivation, how's that model working for you? Well, I'm thinking about making a product about motivation. So, right, and I'm serious. People all the time, they come up with this stuff like they simplify motivation down to carrot or stick, and then they're not motivated. And I go, this is fascinating to me, because if your model is too simple, it doesn't work, right? Everyone says assume, right? Okay, cool, got it. It's true, but it's too simple, right? Now we can make it really complicated. We can add things in, like, right. So I have to repeatedly impress the subconscious mind into submission so that my beingness goes forth into multidimensional realities and echoes in ways, transdimensional wave surfing. And I go, right? Now, we're going to eat out today.
Yes.
Okay, and like, so when the show's done, we're going to eat in with takeout food.
Yeah.
Right? So we're going to eat in with takeout food, and what's going to happen is I'm going to get off the show, transfer a few things around, get on the internet, type in this is what I want, and have the lady get it ready, so that when I pull up and I give her the wave, she'll bring it out to the car, and I'll go, thank you, lovely ladiness, right? Master plan, right? And then I'll go home. It'll be. If I make it too complicated, I'll drive around the block 7 times before I pull in, right? If I make it too simple, I'll just sort of like sit here and stare. And like, I'm assuming the state of my food fulfilled. So what it comes down to is it's as simple and as complicated as it is. But here it is in a nutshell, ready? Imaginal experience leads physical experience. When I imaginally experience having made a great podcast, I find myself making a great podcast. And how do I do that? I imagine getting your feedbacks. Something simple like, yeah, the reason I joined ManifestingMasteryCourse.com is because I've been listening to way too many of your podcasts and decided it's time to dive deeper. Right? I know I gotcha. Yeah, gotcha. I know that the podcast benefits you if you're diving in deeper. So how do I imagine a podcast that's just ripping it? Yeah, your answers to day 3, ManifestingMasteryCourse.com. How do I feel? When I read, yeah, the podcast blessed you to the point where you decided to dive deeper. $97, 98 program, no big deal. But get how cool it is. So with all that in mind, we're going to continue. Keep watching the show. I do have some advice for you. Get off Reddit. Yeah. Get off these godforsaken places where everybody either makes it way too simple or way too complicated. Too complicated, also defined as in, I light my candles, then my brainwave music, then I script, then finally I'm in the mood to feel it real. Versus, right, you imagine something to get an answer effectively, and you got answers on your post and here on the show. So how'd you do that? You felt something. But stay tuned. We're going to dive into this as we answer other questions too.
Excellent.
So, boom.
Cool.
Oh,
Thank you, Esther, for your question.
Notice how these all fit together. This is so cool to me.
Question number 5 is from Donovan.
Donovan.
The myth of repetition and subconscious mind.
Cool. Don't read the last name there.
That bit?
The second is the last name.
Oh, got you.
Yes.
Monica thinks so. Basically, it's repetition of your wish fulfilled, impressing the subconscious mind. Let me ask you this. How would you go about it in manifesting lots of money? What scene would you then use?
Cool. It's complicated to me. I love this one shows up right after that one. I just pulled these off the thing. So basically, it's repetition of your wish fulfilled, impressing the subconscious mind. That's complicating it. And I know Neville said in a book something about your subconscious mind, and he talked about impressing it, right? You'll notice that Neville stopped saying that. He stopped saying it for a reason. Again, let's go back to imaginal experience leads physical experience, right? My current definition of a scene, which continuously evolves, like Neville's teaching was the same, but his expression of it evolved. How you experience what you experience. So, manifesting lots of money. Lunch is going to probably cost $20, $30, probably about $30. Does it look like it bothers me? Because we could eat at home for 20. Probably eat at home for 10. I could pull dumb shit out of the freezer that we'll probably pitch in a month or two. We could eat for about $5 instead of throwing the shit out. You know what I mean? So here's what I'd suggest. So I mention this because all these myths that whenever you go on Reddit and so on, I mean, people get so wrapped up in repetition and subconscious mind and impressions and so on. And it's like, how fucking hard can it get? You know, how'd you turn into this show? Did you sit there and do repetitious to impress the subconscious mind so you could press the button and watch the show and or get gold or argue against me? Or did you just go, oh, wow. Yeah, it's the last old asshole I want to talk to on earth after doing coaching with everyone else. Referencing earlier answer. It's him and his wife. Let's watch because that's their anniversary, right? It's not really hard. If you see, hey, we got a show, oh, cool. Imagine getting some gold, having some fun, a little bit of fellowship. Bang, you hit the button. You feel something, you do something. You assume something is true. I'm going to get some gold, you hit a button. It's that fast. You're doing this all the time. So we can skip all this stuff about repetition, subconscious mind, and I'll bring it back to Donovan's question. How would you go about manifesting lots of money? How would you experience what you experience differently if you had lots of money? Only you know. I mean, I bring up the whole thing. If you doubled your income, worked half the time, how would you buy peanut butter or petrol differently? Right? When's the last time I complained about the price of petrol? I don't even know what it is.
No.
Right? The little orange light comes on, I fill the car up.
Yeah.
I check the tires. Yeah, I go and say hi to Kyle, give him the card, no big deal. What? What, little Joe?
Little Joe.
Little Joe. Little Joe. All right. Shall we continue, Victoria?
We shall. Okay, so that was from Donovan. Thank you
Donovan.
very much for your question.
Bum, bum, bum. By the way, typical event of your day. How would it be different? This is really important because so many people, they will go, well, if I had a lot of money, I'd have 6 Monicas. One for every day of the week. Then I'd have Hillary on Sunday. The day of rest. Where it's like, right, you know, if you doubled your income, worked half the time, you might have more than 15 minutes of fame, right? Because it's like, yeah, we can take our time. I don't got to rush out, get back to work.
Yeah.
So with all that in mind, Victoria, little Joe, let us continue. What? 1, 2, 3?
Okay.
All right.
Excellent. So we're now up to question number 6. Do we remember who this was at all?
Let's see. No, I left the name off that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's from Dating Help.
Yes.
I'm not texting him because ...
Now Victoria's going to read a reply that I wrote in an email. This is really important. Ready?
Okay.
Go.
TT's reply to an email sounds like you're sucked into tactical dating.
Hashtag that. Tactical dating, because this is going to be so cool to kill.
Okay. Personally, I can't imagine any relationship working that's built on tactics and strategies. The next bit that seems to be part of the pattern is boundaries. If you are imagining something lovely and you feel like texting, text. Notice where Neville says free will ends.
All right, ready, guys? So this came up in a lovely little conversation I'm having with somebody who's in MM and so on, right? And so the thing is, she feels like, so she's imagining something lovely. She feels like texting, but she's not. And she mentioned something about like the online guides say men are busy, don't text them or something like that. And it immediately takes me to a friend of mine at the pool, because I'm talking to a friend of mine at the pool one day a while back. And he says something like, yeah, there's a ratio, like for every 3 texts she sends, you send her 1 back kind of thing. And I'm like, oh, God. Yeah, look at this. This is unedited, right? That's a woman. I've been married to it for 9 years now. Right? 9 of them, right?
Yeah.
Now here's the thing, ready? Do you think that I have a tactical and or strategic relationship with this woman? Not at all, right? Yeah. So this is the fun thing for me because, tactical and strategies and all this stuff when it comes to relationships, and then boundaries because we want to make sure that they don't encroach on me and I don't encroach on them. I think if you're in a relationship, you should feel free to ooze all over each other. I mean, you can always take a shower. She can always run out to the garden or something. I don't know. But here's the cool thing, right? Relationship, if we get rid of the noun and we just go to the verb, relating. It's all about relating. And that's the cool thing. If I feel like talking to her, I talk to her. If she's busy and I notice she's like, yeah,
Family
no,
meeting time.
yeah, yeah, then I explain to her it's a family meeting time to sit where I can see you, look at me, all right? But my thing is, how much fun can you let it be?
Yeah.
Because when you get what she actually is at the core is love, what I am at the core is love. Can we let ourselves have a lovely time? And
Emmett.
little Joe, what the fuck?
Come on, Baba.
They can hear you all around the world, pal.
They can.
All around the world, they hear Emmett. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's my thing. When a relationship has any kind of rules, regulations, and those tend to lead to boundaries, taxes, tariffs, it becomes more governmental. And I'm not a fan of governing or mental when it comes to relationships. I mean, like, look at us. Like, seriously. So if you're imagining something lovely and you feel like texting him, text him, right? I mean, like, I imagine something lovely and suddenly I feel like not wearing clothing. I mean, it's like, sometimes she runs out to the garden. Like, I don't understand why. But I think that's the big thing. Just let go of all the silly stuff. Again, if we go back to just the whole thing of manifesting up, not a relationship, but how do you want to be relating to him, to everyone in life? And I'm just going to say spontaneously, spontaneous, fun, open. That's the way to go.
Yeah.
Plus, it gets you out of the middle. Do I text him? Do I not text him? If you're in the mood to text, you text.
Yeah.
You know, if you're noticing, you're hoping that maybe, but if I do it this way, yeah, that's called loco de la cabeza. So, 1, 2, 3? No. All right. Let's continue, Mama.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Hey!
Here he
Little Joe.
is.
How you doing, bud? He looks
He
like
got
Joe.
really wet today at the dog park.
I love you. I do. It's Emmett. All right.
Okay. So that question was for dating help. Thank you very much for your question.
See, look at these two. They're all talking to each other. I have no idea what they're not talking about.
I know, Emmett. I just don't want you to get narky. Okay. I'll just get my scarf out of here. So question number 7 is from Abby via email.
Probably turn this way.
The second question is from Abby via email.
I could hold it if you want.
My family needs this house. Abby asks, hey, I know you two probably get overwhelmed with communications from your fans.
Absolutely.
But if you could look at my last email and respond, I really would appreciate it, as I need to move my manifestation into the 3rd dimension soon.
I just hate 3D. Oh. More on that later.
Joe said, hey, dog shit.
He's all you pushed out.
Yeah. My family needs this house and land. How do I move it along? I've read copious books by Neville, Ernest Holmes, Thomas Trout, and all the rest. You know what I mean. Wow.
Cool. All right, Abby. First of all, cool. Thanks for emailing us back. A couple things we notice happen in the world of the internet, right? Number 1, we get a lot of emails. Number 2, we don't get a lot of emails, right? Sometimes they don't show up. So if anybody here, if you ever email us and we don't get back to you, it probably doesn't mean we don't like you. There's that one guy, he got wise-assed with me, right? And he's the one that said, well, are you saying Neville's books aren't enough because they're free? And I said, nothing. I unsubscribed from the email list because I figured, right, you're going to be a dick. Right? But anyway, so this right here is really cool. Hi, I absolutely adore you. I do. I do. Cool. Well, you give me that so I can go through it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So 3D into manifestation, 3rd dimension. God, I hate that stuff. I really do. Again, I know there was a lecture, Neville mentioned that, but you'll notice he didn't keep saying that. Consciousness is the only reality. Inside of consciousness, there's what leads and what follows. What leads is you, your imaginal experience. What follows is always the physical experience. Here's what I notice. My family needs this. How do I move it along? You're feeling that it's not moving along. You're feeling that it's not happening.
Mm.
And you really got to surrender to what implies your wish has been fulfilled. Now, these other words confuse and concern me. Ernest Holmes, Thomas Troward, all the rest. Uh, the, the I can quite honestly tell you, I've read all these. I used to collect all the old books. I mean, I'd go on the eBay and places like that, and I'd buy old Thomas Troward books and Ernest Holmes and stuff like that. And they're all fun and swell people. But when it comes down to it, when I look at all their work, a lot of it's hopeful. A lot of it is just, it's complicated as fuck. And when I look at what Neville teaches, and it just really just makes it simple, if you strip it all down, right, again, we're not going to oversimplify. Imaginal experience leads your physical experience. When you're going to bed at night, are you feeling, fuck, I hope I get a house? Or are you just feeling like, There we go. I really don't hope that we do a good podcast next week. I've already imagined doing a great one today. Same thing with the show. And so, like, my big thing would be, notice what we don't talk about, and don't talk about it. Yeah, I don't talk about the 3D thing unless I'm mentioning that I think it's stupid.
Yeah.
Because people are they're so wrapped up in my 4D versus my 3D. See, my 4D isn't leading my 3D. My 3D isn't catching up with my 4D. See, here's what I'll notice, right? During your day, okay, here's a simple model. Notice what you have going on except for dreads. I mean, notice what you have going on. Do you have dreads, distractions, or dreams driving the bus? Because a lot of people, they have dreads. Oh my God, I'm going to lose the house. I got to read 6 more books by 7 different people. To me, those are endless distractions. Reddit, again, another endless distraction, right? Versus like, right, how do I give life to my dreams? How do I give life to my dreams? What's an easy way to give life to my dreams? And that's all that what we teach about is about. That's all Neville talks about. But all these other things, I mean, I've looked at all this other stuff. I mean, it's like, it just gets complicated and weird. And so just to simplify it down, cool. So if your family, if you were living where you choose to live, if you're living how you choose to live, how would you fall asleep at night? You're going to bed. The second thing I'm going to mention is lack. We did the 4 Mighty Ones videos. Give them a look at feelitrealfun.com.
Yeah.
The first one, what would you lack? If you had your home, what would you lack? Really notice in your internal experience, what would you lack? And all the time when I ask this one, silence prevails. Rich people, they don't walk around cheering about money. If anything, they've got a lot of space when it comes to money. They go, yep. What would you lack? Boom. So, that's what I got there. Victoria, I will hand the magic box back to you.
That's excellent. So that was for Abby. Thank you very much for your question.
Abby.
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 Okay, babe.
That's right. Sorry, Abby.
Question number 8
Notice
from...
it gets quiet everywhere. How cool is that?
Question number 8 is from Glenda via email. We called it Test Yourself. Glenda asks, I've been studying Neville Goddard on my own and with you for about 5 years now. I don't feel that I'm very successful, but I'm still testing myself to see what I can do. I think my biggest problem is that I don't know exactly what I want. Things conflict in my life and I want to know the end result before I make any moves. For example, I now live in New Mexico and work in the same office where my daughter works. I see her every day after not seeing her except sporadically for the past 10 years. I love the fact that I see her, but I don't love the job.
Cool. Let's call this the middle muddle. So you've got a couple desires perhaps. One is to maybe have a job you love. Another one is to see your daughter. But when you predicate seeing your daughter based on working where you are, suddenly it's like, oh man, I got to stay at the shit job to see my daughter. But if I leave the shit job, I won't see my daughter, that kind of thing. I don't get that you don't know what you want. I get that it's all mixed together. Like if you went to, what do we call those things in the USA? A buffet. And you got a big ass serving plate. You put everything on it and scrambled it together. Like the salad and the macaroni and cheese and the egg rolls and the noodles. And you just scrambled it all together. The problem would be, oh, which do I eat first? It's like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
It's just a
It's
mess.
all messed together.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'd start breaking the wishes apart. For example, you mentioned your daughter. You want to see your daughter? Oh, cool. Yeah. What would your weekend be like if you saw your daughter on a regular basis? Like, would you be thinking Sunday? Thank fucking God I don't have to see her today. I mean, like, see, what would you lack if you saw your daughter on a regular basis? Time to yourself. See, this is where I like to play because it makes it really, really real. Oops, this sounds yummy. I have no idea. So here's what's fun. If you really nail this whole thing of like separate your wishes out, so you want to see your daughter regularly, you get it. What you're really focusing on is I'm afraid I'll stop seeing her. So yeah, you want to see her regularly. Yeah, what would imply that you see her regularly? That you like when she doesn't come over. Yeah. Right? You like when you have a day where she doesn't call? You got it? These kind of things. I love that I get along with my mom. Like, I didn't always, right? I mean, like, there were times where we didn't get along, but it's really, really cool because I wake up in the morning and I get messages from her. Like, I bought her an iPad. It's really cool. And so, like, Mom's on the iPad. I love that, right? On the other hand, like, if she doesn't show up, I just wonder what happened to her. Like, I wonder if it died or something like that, right? So it's you get to find that as one wish. If you don't like that job you're currently at, again, cool. You imagine up a different job, but you don't imagine there's consequence to it.
Yeah.
Remember, Neville taught to imagine what implies your wish is fulfilled. I can always tell if someone's in the middle because they're imagining consequences if it does.
Yeah.
So
if I leave my job, do I only see my daughter then sporadically every 10 years?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You got it? There were some other bits where you wrote about with your parents and so on, getting older, so on and so forth. Again, how do you let it be about you? What if you're happy about how mom and dad are doing? Right? I mean, you could imagine taking care of them for the next 10 years, relocating back home, never seeing your daughter, having another shit job that you hate worse. Yeah, it just sounds to me like you're pointing the camera at what you want to kill versus what you want to photograph. So I mean, yeah, I just point point the viewfinder at something different in a different way. So break them into separate wishes. If you want mom and dad to be doing great, imagine mom and dad doing great. Boom. So yeah,
I find, and I know, Glenda, you're also saying you're still testing yourself after 5 years. It's like you've had boundless wins. I can guarantee it. You don't need to be doing all this testing after, do you know what I mean, after 5 years.
That's another one. I love Neville's work. I love the essence of Neville. And at the same time, I notice some people, they end up grabbing little tiny bits. Test yourself. I'm going to ask her a question and what's your candid response? How often do I test myself with this stuff?
You don't test yourself.
I never test myself. How often do I test you with it? See,
Sometimes he asks me a question.
See, if I wouldn't do it to her, why would I do it to me?
Yeah, no.
Right? If I wouldn't do it to me, why would I do it to her? See, relationships are fascinating when you do this, going back up to the other questions. If I wouldn't do it so would I want him to not text me if I wasn't texting him because he thinks I'm busy based upon what they say on the internet? So, see, you get lost in the middles with shit like this versus testing, no need to test.
Yeah.
Right? It's sort of like this. Why test yourself when you wouldn't test Domino's? Hashtag Domino's.
Hashtag Domino's.
Yeah, because it's like, I mean, do you call Domino's up and they go, Domino's? So yeah. I want one of those pizzas, right? With the pepperoni on it, right? Here's my credit card, right? And like, do you hope they bring it? Right? Is it a test? Or do you order the pizza because you want the pizza? Right? I don't test Domino's. Yeah, when I want a pizza, I order a fucking pizza. Done.
Yeah.
So, what are you doing?
I don't know. I'm trying to get out of here. How do I?
I don't know what you did.
Well, I'm accidentally touched somewhere because of.
Well, she broke it again.
I haven't.
Unbelievable.
Excellent. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
good
I'm not
one.
a fan of the whole test yourself thing.
Yeah.
Either. Right. What?
Cool. Thank you, Glenda.
By the way, we did a show. When did we do the show? Oh, the other day I did a solo show. It'll be up on the YouTube later on today, maybe. Where we celebrated wins. Yeah, I want to know, how often are you celebrating your wins? Gaza, test yourself equals use the tools daily. Yeah, you just play. Play is the way. So celebrate your wins, but make sure you watch that celebrating, Wednesday show. It'll be up.
Winning Wednesday.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, Glenda.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Question number 8's from Dream Driven Day. Lisa, God having the adventure of a lifetime. Lisa asks, as our awareness of being as God, everything about life is now generated from one's divinity. I find especially God-centered or Christian types to be resistant to what is essentially scripture. Christ in you, the hope of glory. I'd appreciate your thoughts on this.
I find religious people fascinating. So whenever you really start to notice, and here's the thing, it ain't about, a lot of people say it, I don't get many people notice it. But when you start noticing your awareness of being is God, how would you possibly notice that? Because how I am aware of being determines everything I am and have in life. How am I aware of money? I'm aware of it as something that I can enjoy making, spending, having more of, so on and so forth. Some other people, how they are aware of money is very different. How they're aware of money is like, it's the Bilderbergers, they all have 1% of it, and the rest of us have 99% of it, or is it 1% have 99% of it, or something like that. Percentages do my head in. And then, some people are aware of money, that it's hard-earned and all that stuff, and some people are aware of money as in capitalism is evil, everything should be fucking free. Oh yeah, let me ask you a question. If I do push-ups, why should your arms get fucking bigger? Right? I'm just blunt. I mean, for me, it's very bio and logical, right? I do push-ups, my arms get bigger.
Bio and logical.
That's right. Yeah. Well, let's face it. I mean, like, if I drank whiskey and you got drunk, I mean, you'd be like, this is great, right? I'd chug me a glass of whiskey, get her drunk, and then we all, right? And she wakes up, what was I thinking? I don't know what you were thinking, right? Oh, it's all me pushed out. Right? So, but this whole awareness of being as God thing, it eliminates so much. Whenever you start dropping things, because I notice like religious people, they'll go, how could you dare say that your awareness of being is God? That's awful egotistical. And then you say, wow. And then you talk to them, it's like, well, but I don't know if my desires are divine in origin or egotistical in origin, but your egotistical desires probably aren't good for you. And they just get lost in the 60s for like decades. On the other hand, if you're just exploring, what you are is God having the adventure of a lifetime. Don't assert it. Don't deny it. Don't defend it. Just try it on. It's a nice little story. And you get to discover, like I discover her as Garden Girl. I think it's lovely, right? Yeah, I mean, she could deny that, like, she's way beyond the goddess of the garden. She is what gives life to the garden. It's so far beyond any concept. And what it all comes down to with all this, when you start dropping your concept of you and your concept of God, suddenly you get to have a lot more fun. So that's what I got. How do you think we did?
Yeah, I think you did really good. Is that Lisa that's here now?
Of course.
Cool. How did we do, Lisa?
How did we do?
Well, how did 20 do?
How did 20 do?
I reckon it was ace.
Me too. I'm tired.
Cool. You're tired? Okay. So we're up to question number 9 from Oliver A. in Manifesting Mastery. He's always in a bad mood. Oliver asks, how do I stop caring what my father thinks? Sorry, I'm chuckling because I'm thinking of me with my mum and it's you with your father. But anyway, he's one of the only ones who can truly get to me. If he's in a bad mood and just walks around with that face, I feel like shoving his face on a cake or something.
You're really nice. I'm like, anytime I felt like shoving someone's face someplace, it was never a cake.
He's always in a bad mood. I've seen him happy a bunch of times and he changes for a few minutes, but always comes back to grumpy state. My solution is to just move away and live alone. I don't even care anymore, but that bun is taking so long and I always come back to it.
Alrighty. Ready? I think this could be a middle model, right? So if your dad was absolutely lovely and darling and beautiful, and if his farts like smelled like vanilla and had rainbow colors, would you want to stay living at home forever? forever? Would you just go, right, you know, my dad, he's so nice. His farts smell like vanilla. They're colored like rainbow unicorn farts, and he's always wearing that Richard Branson shirt. Yeah, love me some Branson. Would you stay home? Would the whole...
Yeah, right. Would you not move out of home?
Right.
If he was like really loving and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, got you.
Cool. I want to live alone anyways, even with the rainbow. Cool.
Okay, and
cool.
vanilla
I'm
farts.
so glad you're here. Ready? You didn't mention the vanilla fart. And I'm not talking whenever they banned vanilla in the United States of America for a while, then you could get natural vanilla flavoring, which is made from beaver ass, right? Like the hollow out the ass of a beaver. And then put that and they call it natural vanilla flavoring. It wasn't natural vanilla. Right, natural vanilla flavoring. Right, you read that. Look it up. It's real. It's on the internet. And so what happened was, like, the beaver population went way down because they were being hunted for their ass. Right. True fucking story.
What do they take out of their ass?
The glands. They squeeze the glands.
Squeeze the glands.
They squeeze the glands, and the vanilla flavored shit comes out. I mean, let's be honest. Who the fuck went? Since we can't have vanilla beans anymore. Beaver ass will work. Yeah. Somebody actually knew this, right? I mean, that's what scares me.
Amazing.
Like, how do they fucking know this, right? And so, anyway, so if your dad was happy all the time, you'd still want to move out. Cool. Here's the cool thing: you can drop the struggle, because there are people. This is me as a little boy. I'm going to be 100% honest with you, right? I got picked on a lot. I was also the allergy kid, born 2 pounds 4 ounces 3 months early. 2 pounds 4 ounces 3 months. Like, numbers are so much fun. Yeah.
Right.
Yes. And so here's what I used to do. I know that I manifested being sick a lot because I wouldn't get picked on at home. Right? I could get my schoolwork done. Now, here's how early this shit happens, right? I could get my schoolwork done at home. Nobody would pick on me. And I could get it done in like 2 hours versus 8.
Yeah, right.
Right? Let's fast forward 40 some years. Right? I'm not a fan of going to places where it's like they pay you to put up with people. Right? It's like that's like going to Catholic school. I'm not a fan of sitting around for 8 hours and doing what I can do in 2. Right? See, there's a good part of that pattern. It's called I don't waste time. I'm very effective. Just right in. So if you want to imagine moving out.
Hopefully it's not tiny.
Unbelievable. That's right. They're not going to be able to hear me. Bop, 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 bop.
You can laugh, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, how long does it fucking go for?
I don't know. It's gone now. We
So
hear a
let's
beep,
go
it
to
means they left a message. Right.
All right, so
Yes.
So you imagine Dad. So you lift Dad to a lovely state. You don't make you wanting to move out have anything to do with his behavior or something, or whether or not you're there have anything to do with his behavior. So you fall asleep at night as if you're living in your own crib. Right? So you fall asleep at night, imagine waking up in your own crib. I promise you'll move there, wherever it is. You know what that feels like. You could fall asleep remembering whenever you used to sleep at home in your parents' house. And if you do that and stop making it about escaping from your father, it gets so much nicer. So Olive, nice. Cool, pal. Nice. And here's the thing, like I said, like I imagine sickly, so I wouldn't have to. Right? That's a pattern that I see a lot of adults use as well. Right? And again, I've talked with a lot of people over the years, and it's like, right, what if you didn't have to be sick to do what you love? What if you didn't have to be sick to not do what you don't like doing?
Want to do, yeah.
Yeah. So, because a lot of people do that. They'll manifest up being sick so they don't have to like work anymore. But Mr. 20, now it's worse. Yeah, you can change that. So we're dropping a middle. Nice one, Oliver. This will give heaps to many people.
Yeah, very cool.
Even with the fucking phone in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool. Excellent.
And we've got one more, guys.
Okay. Thank you,
Boom,
Oliver.
boom, 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 boom.
The last question's from Dream Driven Day. Jess,
The
love
loop.
And Jess asks, How do you kill the habit of messaging your ex-fiance in hopes of reconciliation? It's a loop. I want to morph into happy, loving co-parent and let the past die and embracing happy, loving wife.
Coolio. Here's the cool thing. I don't imagine that the podcast is the reason why we succeed. I don't imagine the show is the reason why we succeed. I imagine us succeeding, right? Wildly, double income work half the time, all that good stuff. Yeah, continuously exploring divorcing time from dollars because I'm a fan of divorcing time from dollars and being happily married. For 9 years, it's the miracle of miracles, right? And so when I look at all that, I think as human beings, the best thing that we can do is notice we are so entertaining. As soon as you notice, oh my God, I've got this habit, hoping that it'll make this happen. Oh my God. As soon as you can have a giggle at yourself, then you can text them or not text them. And I love how it shows up with the earlier one. I could have called it tactical texting, right? It's fascinating to me because it's like there are some things that I notice in business that are useful. For me, daily emails, right? Get up, send the email out. I don't get to figure out which day is it. Is it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday? Do I send that email or not? Fuck, I'd be pissed off if I had to think that much in a day. So I just wake up and I go, yep, send the email, right? My day's pretty blah when it comes to that. Send the email, right? I just do it, right? And so when you exit, that's right, Olive, that when you exit the habit of hoping, then you can just have the habit of having fun. Like you feel like texting, you text. You feel like not texting, you don't. And here's the cool thing. If you're doing anything to make something happen, that's when it gets weird. On the other hand, whenever you're just doing something to do something, right? It's sort of like, okay, right, I'm going to say something to put her in a good mood. Let's see how that fucking works out, right? Versus if I just have something funny I want to share with her, she'll ask, what the fuck are you laughing about? You wouldn't understand. And I'll talk about it, and she might laugh, and I don't understand. But it's all good.
Often it'll be like that.
Just for the past 9 years. These 9 years have felt like the best 15 years of my life.
Right.
So that's the whole thing. Let's drop the whole work thing. By the way, Victoria and I, once we were going to write a book about marriage, right? Maybe we'll do it next year. We'll call it How to Make Marriage Work.
For 10 years.
Yeah, how to make marriage work for 10 years. Because at 10 years, you get that vested thing where you lock in a little bit of your retirement. How to make marriage work.
And a paper gift.
Yay! Work defined as you do something now for something later. You want some wine?
No, thanks, babe. Cool.
Yum.
Right? Excellent. Yes.
Versus right. Do you want some wine? Is very different than you want me to get you wine. Totally different. Same with texting. So, meanwhile, back at the French.
Back at the French. So that was for Jess. Dreamed of today, Jess.
Yo.
Thanks very much for your question. That was question number 10. So
number 10.
We want to know is...
Oh, look at that. She's
what
a
is
sharer. She got the sharer badge. Sharer.
Is that
yeah, we can tell who shares now, like live. See, Uma, sharer. You see that?
Oh, I see.
Jess,
I was wondering what the things were. It looked like a whirlwind or something.
Not a sharer.
No.
Olive. Not a sharer.
Okay.
Chris Nelson.
Thank you. Right. So you guys.
This is just great.
That was our show. Tell us what was your hashtag. Strawberry bits.
We're trying to have me not call
right. 20. What was your hashtag strawberry bits? Jess, Sharer. Right. Yes. What was your hashtag strawberry bit?
My strawberry bit hashtag. Doing this show, sharing our anniversary with them, with you, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
We talk about things not being work. In Triple D, we talk about an ongoing emergent. And as far as I can tell, what a relationship is, it's an ongoing emergent. I mean, you get together and you grow and you share together. If you get together and it's just if I had a wish for everyone here, it would be to relate to the world like we relate to each other. So here's my strawberry bit, sharing this show with you and the
Yeah, that's my strawberry bit. sharing the show with E-Dog because he's lying on my lap and my legs are so warm now. It's really lovely, but I'm going to have to chuck him off. That's when he'll get angry. Anyway. Yes. So they were our hashtag strawberry bits. While you type in yours, go to freeneville.com.
I'm just looking at the whole thing. Somebody says Dennis is not a sharer. This is so great. Like seriously, I mean this. See, it's like the other day, right? So in Australia, they made it the law that you have to log in. So you take your like I've been faking it for months now. I take out my phone and I do my Mr. Bean impersonation in front of the sign.
Yeah.
And I push a button. And then I walk in, right? And of course they say, "Oh, I see you logged in." I'm like, "Yeah, right." And I keep fucking going, right? And then they put on the government website because somebody says, like, "How do you know? Are you supposed to log out as well?" And the government website says, "Oh no, you don't have to log out. We can determine how long you were there based on credit card and loyalty card programs. If you're in a store, for example." I'm like, interesting.
So if you pay cash.
Right. So it's like, right. So do we start paying cash as well? But here's the thing. So now I've got for a whole year now, I've been faking logging in.
You have been.
Right. So now it's documented that I've been faking logging in. So it's sort of like when the...
Of course, because they've got you going out
right.
when you use your credit card and not logged in.
Right. So like this whole thing with the shares and the not shares on the Facebook thing, I just find that entertaining as well. Because it's like, oh, there's the not share. Shame and name.
Yeah.
I like the wall of flame better. You know, when you go to
wall of flame.
Yeah, when you go to the hot wing place and you eat when they say you got to eat 12 within 20 minutes, and I tell them give me 36, I'll do it in 10.
Yeah, right? And they gave you a t-shirt.
Did I do it?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I pound those fuckers,
you
right?
Didn't go near it. Yeah.
So.
Cool.
All right.
Right.
Wall of flame. Flame.
While you keep typing in your strawberry bits, thank you. You guys, I can see loads have been going in. Go to freeneville.com.
221 email pseudo.
Random goodness.
By the way, remember, those of you who want to be beta testers.
Oh, yeah.
Send me an email.
Send 20 an email.
And it's got to have in the subject line beta tester. I'm not going to be reading through a long fucking email. Beta tester. No. Beta testers.
Yeah.
Tony Doyle. Boom.
Oh, I love you.
Thanks,
yeah, that was his strawberry bit.
Our
the anniversary couple. Join our 90-day adventure at manifestingmasterycourse.com.
That's right.
Yes.
Yep. It's like half a donut, cheaper cup of coffee. You know, whenever you look at someone and they're drinking that cheaper cup of coffee and you just go, wow, they could have done manifestingmasterycourse.com and drunk the coffee.
It didn't look like you're a sharer, Zuli. I don't know.
Yeah, we can tell. Like, if you share this show,
because I don't know if you guys see what we're
up.
seeing, but every one of your comments, if they've shared it at the very top, it says sharer.
Yeah. So
like
Jess just says sure.
So have a look to see. Anyway,
share the show and find out.
Yes,
that's how you know. By the way, some people ask. They say, they showed up in the show today. It's like, how do I know if I've nailed something? If you've nailed something, you're different. So
if you've nailed something, you're
different. If you've nailed your wish fulfilled.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go and we're gonna order lunch in a little bit.
Yeah, we are.
And then it's kind of, we're not gonna go, hey, what do you want for lunch? I'm like, we just fucking ordered. What do you want for lunch? We just ordered. What do I want for lunch? You just fucking ordered. Hello. And for the refunds.
And for the refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
See, you know what I love? I like just that whole thing where they talked about, well, you just assume, right? So I just like pulling comments at random. So Brian says, that'd be kind of lumpy. I don't even know what he's commenting about. That's the great thing, because it's like the answer is that would be kind of lumpy. It's just, I don't know. What are we talking about? That's the fun thing. Have a lovely day, everyone.
Yes.
Yo, Triple D Alice is here too. Boom.